Join me as I step into the darkness, where the shadows whisper and something unseen watches from the abyss. They say fear of the dark is irrational, that what we fear isn't the darkness itself, but what might be lurking within it. But what if I told you that sometimes the fear is justified, that sometimes something is truly there, hiding just beyond our sight, waiting. Shadows, silent, ever-present, lurking in the corners of our world. They follow us, stretch long and distorted in the dim glow of streetlights, and slither across the walls when we least expect it. But have you ever stopped to wonder? What if the shadows weren't just the absence of light? What if they were something else entirely? Something alive? Tonight I want to take you deep into that fear. A fear that isn't just a trick of the mind, but something real. And I have a story that will make you think twice before stepping into the dark alone again. It was a humid summer night, the kind where the air clings to your skin like a second layer. My friends and I had been hiking, chasing the thrill of adventure, when we stumbled upon it. An old, rotting cabin, half swallowed by the forest. Something about it felt wrong, as if the trees leaned in too close, as if the night was darker around it. We should have turned back, but we didn't. The door was slightly ajar, creaking in the wind. We exchanged nervous glances, but curiosity won. The moment we stepped inside, the air changed. It was heavy, thick, almost suffocating. Our flashlights barely cut through the darkness, and for the first time in my life, I felt like the dark wasn't just the absence of light, but a presence, watching, waiting. As we moved through the abandoned cabin, the wooden floor groaned under our weight. Dust floated in the air, disturbed for the first time in what felt like decades. And then, a sound. A faint rustling from the far corner of the room. At first we thought it was the wind, but then we saw it. A shadow, but not cast by us. It shifted, independent of any light source, moving unnaturally. My breath caught in my throat. We stood frozen as the darkness itself seemed to take shape, long fingers stretching toward us. A whisper echoed, but it came from everywhere at once. "You shouldn't have come." I felt a hand grip my wrist, too cold to be human. I turned, expecting to see one of my friends, but they were already bolting toward the door. I didn't hesitate. We ran. But as we reached the clearing, I made the mistake of looking back. The cabin stood silent, its door wide open. And standing there, just beyond the threshold, was a figure. Not a person, not an animal, just a void. A moving, watching void. And then, it stepped forward. I didn't stop running until we reached the car. We drove in silence, too afraid to speak. Afraid that acknowledging what we saw would make it real. But the worst part? When I got home that night, my room felt darker than before. The corners of my walls seemed deeper. And just as I closed my eyes, I swear, I heard a whisper right by my ear. "You brought it with you." So tell me, have you ever felt like the darkness was more than just an absence of light? That something was there, watching, just beyond your vision? If you have, you might not be as alone as you think. Drop your scariest experiences in the comments below, and if you dare, check out my other videos. But just remember, next time you see a shadow move where it shouldn't, maybe, just maybe, it's looking back at you.